So we were just fencing the farm with my dad. There was a part that the guys that were making the roads, they kinda destroyed our wall, so we had to wait for them to finish first before we make the fence. So we've made it, and we are almost finishing, because the part that I took you guys in my previous video where we planted my crops, my cash crops, we are also supposed to fence that place, and in the coming few days I'm gonna take you there, because I want to go there if it's complete. So I think maybe maybe 2 days at most, or 3 at most, we would have finished. And you know, I have some, look at this young man, this young person, it's disturbing me. Yeah, so I have some seedlings of pine tree. So where we've fenced is just along the road. Once the pine trees grows to maybe a height of 30 centimeters, we'll be planting them along the road. So that will be the first place we'll plant. I know some will plant in the compound, and also some there. There are actually a lot of places, but next to the road, because those guys really cut down our trees. There were so many. So that will be the first place that I'll plant. So this person is really disturbing me. He wants me to scratch his head. You know, there are some guys usually have places, it's like a brush for cows, so they put it on a pole so cows come and scrub themselves. So I think that's why this guy is coming to me. She feels so nice when I scrub her. So I think maybe one day I'll look for that, you know, because of the fleas. During this period when it's rainy, we usually have a lot of flies for cows. They usually, and if they bite you, it's so painful. That's why during this time they tend to feel them a lot. But if you want to do away with that, you have to occasionally wash them. So for us, we wash our cows every weekly, because you know they are a mixture of the local ones and the dairy ones. So if you don't spray them, the local ones are usually resistant to the ticks and also the pests that usually attack cows. But the dairy ones, they are not that resistant. They are usually not that strong. So if you look at her, she's scrubbing herself a lot. But I think we'll wash them. It's almost today's on a Sunday. Yeah, we are ending the week, so maybe you're supposed to wash them. So there's a video I want to show you. So stay tuned. If you're new, you can subscribe. If you do that, you really support us, and also you can share the video. And yeah, so stay tuned. I'm taking you guys to the shop. There's something that I want to show you. I hope you enjoy the video. So there's something that I wanna pick. Nge kama chegeniti. So I'm gonna show you. Kargai. I'm back home, and there was something that I wanted to show you guys. I went to the shops to buy some milk, because the ones that we have currently isn't really enough, because you know my grandma usually receives visitors oftenly, and especially on Sundays. So there's something that I've been monitoring, I think, for the last, I think now 2 months. So today I wanted to take this time or chance to show you. So this one is milk. This one is there's usually a lot of brand, but my grandma likes Lato milk. So if you look at this, let me just wipe it. No, it's rainy. So there's a manufacturing date and expiry date. So what I'm usually concerned about, or what I usually check, is the manufacturing dates. And if you see the date of the month, the date was 8th. This one was 8th March 2025. That was the date of manufacture. The time was 10:44 a.m. Then the expiry usually lasts, so it's supposed to expire in 5th, 9th I think is almost the end of the year, the same year 2025. So usually what I've noticed is that whenever we go to buy milk, I usually find out that the dates of manufacture are really close. Like for this one, it was in March. We are now in April. We are almost finishing the first week, and it was manufactured in March, the first week, or the beginning of the second week, because it was 8th. The date was 8th, yes. So I've realized over here people consume a lot of milk, because whenever I go to the shops, I find the date of manufacturing the same month or the previous month. It means those guys are really manufacturing milk and people are buying. So that was the main thing that really made me happy when I started the project of having a dairy farm. And I realized if I have milk, the market is already there, because if you look, the next time I think I'll go there, I'll also maybe show you so that you can confirm what I'm saying. So what I concluded is that the market for milk is there, and that's because I think people don't nowadays keep dairy cattle. I think because lack of resources, maybe people lack land, or maybe people lack the time. There might be so many reasons to why people like this manufactured milk, because this one is manufactured. So they usually just take out cheese and butter, because if you look at the details, this type of milk, this processed milk, usually have very low percentage of fats. I think calories is maybe cheese also, and things like there are so many. Maybe if I take time to check, but they usually have low percentages of everything. So let me just take this milk, then we continue with the video. So usually the compositions that they always reduce, and my grandma likes that type of milk because of the reduced carbohydrates, reduced quantity of protein, and I think calcium. I saw calcium over there, so that's why I think she likes it, and most people prefer it. But my main concern was how was the consumption rate. I usually take my time to just examine those dates. Those dates are really important. I think that's also part of my research, which I usually just do prior, because if you want to start something, you have to research, because that's market research, I think. So I've been just researching for a while. I'll continue researching, because I don't want to start something and it doesn't work. That will be like dead capital. You see some people investing in things that don't work, and if you invest in something and it doesn't work, I think it frustrates So for me not to go through that, that's part of me just doing my research, and I wanted to share with you guys some few things that I usually do, or research that I usually do. So I think apart from that, I'm gonna go ahead with my video. And you know, it's been raining. It's almost midday, a quarter past midday. It rained almost 1. Also in the morning it showered. It's just showers of rain. Usually we experience them this period, especially because it's the beginning of the year. It's the first planting season, so it's usually small rains. And hopefully, you know, I'm so happy and sad, because if it's rained too much, I won't get time to do my videos. And if it rains too much, because you know I've become a new farmer, if it rains, because the crops that we planted, if it rains they grow. So I'm happy and sad at the same time, but all in all, I'll balance and I'll know how to just maneuver. So because of the rain, my pine trees are really growing well, but because the rain is a lot, there's a price I have to pay. So I've been doing this also for the past few weeks since I planted them in the planting bags. So as they grow, I noticed that also the grass are also growing inside the planting bags. So for example, like now it has rained. If you look, you see some water in them, but if you look keenly, you see grass like this one. So these small grasses like this one. So I usually have to come over here and just uproot them, actually almost every week, because you know the soil was compost, so it's very fertile. If you leave them like this for like 2 weeks without uprooting, you'll come and find a lot of weeds. So mostly it's usually this tall type of grass. You see, like this one is really tall. So this grass you just uproot so that it can come out with the roots. So because the trees are so many, I've planted like 200 trees now. If I sit down and start doing whatever I'm doing now, I usually take like if I do 50 to 80, it can take me like almost 1 hour just uprooting, because you know sometimes I usually have some stick that I just dig a little bit, so that the ones that are planning to grow, they don't grow. So I also noticed that anything that you are doing requires care, because you also have to take care of them, monitor them so that they grow. They are really growing, guys. They're really doing well. See, like this one is almost growing. And you know the pine trees are in the family of cypress trees, and usually they tend to like watery, not really watery places, but at least soil that can retain water for some time. And you know, if you look at the bags are kind of retaining water, and also with the help of the soil, it retains water. You know, the bags have like some holes in them, like this part. See this part, that's a hole, so that if there's a lot of water, it acts like a drainage. And those parts you will find weeds growing. Like you see this weed is growing on the drainage part. Yeah, so I usually just sit. You know, I realize that planting them in the bags is one thing, and if you leave them, they won't really grow. The next part is also just taking care of them. I wonder how much work I will do until they grow up to 30 centimeters tall, even up to even 50 to 60. I'll keep on monitoring them to see which height they are, so that I can transplant them in the fields, because I want to transplant them if the roots are already mature. Now at this stage the roots aren't really that mature. I only need to take care of them, uproot these weeds until all of them are out. So it's a lot of work, but I think this is what I signed up for, so there's no turning back at this point. Actually I have to go and get more bags, maybe around Easter. Easter is just around the corner, maybe 2 weeks from now. So also that time I'm gonna get a few bags, maybe 200 bags, so that I can also plant 200 more. The rest are in the seed bed, and I need to remove them so that they can grow, because there isn't a lot of space. Although I reduced the number, but they still have to have their own space. So I think around Easter I'll get them. There's a friend of mine who I usually just go to. It's a little bit dark. Yes, that I usually go to whenever I want. So I'll probably go over there. You know, I've been so busy. There's actually a lot of things that I do behind the camera usually. So for some days I might not do videos. Some days I'm usually affected by the weather, but as I also try as much as possible just to share any new update that I'm currently doing or that I'm planning to do. And so far it's been so good. So let us try to just remove them one by one. So that's the hard part. You have to remove them one by one, because if you do a mistake, you will uproot one pine tree. Yeah, so I think I'll come back later to finish up the remaining ones and dig a little bit. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you what I always also do with the pine, because if you don't take care of them, they won't grow. So you have to take care of them so well so that they last and they grow. Yeah, we have some rushes of rain. I'm gonna be under this shade of ours we've been making, and because of that, the last time in one of the videos I think I asked you guys the difference between a mansion and a villa. Nobody actually replied. I wasn't waiting for a reply, even a comment. So I did my own research, and one of the difference I think I read is people usually build villas because they want to also, apart from the experience of a house, they want to experience the outdoor part of a house while also being inside the house. And that's why you see most villas have very huge balconies. So people usually go for that because apart from being inside, you get also to experience outdoor. It can be at night, it can be daytime, especially when it's raining, you know, now, and maybe inside the house it's really hot, so maybe you want to experience the cool breeze, so you might out to maybe be at the balcony. So if you want that, you can go for a villa. But for a mansion are usually a little bit bigger than a villa, although all of them are like luxurious houses. They're like for luxury, and they is it imitate, let me just use that word, they imitate certain class of people. So, and I mentioned that because when I peruse, I watch so many YouTubers, and in one of the videos, I think I met a guy who is the guy is building a castle. I don't know what a castle is. I think a castle is even bigger than both villas and mansions. And I was surprised for the guy mentioning a castle. So I just went on the video to see. I realized it wasn't really a castle, and I was like, is this guy really serious? Because he's misleading a lot of young guys outside here. I think most of you know him. I won't really talk much more about him, but I think castles are usually much bigger than any other house maybe that has been built. And I've never seen a castle. I think the Lord Mayor, I think is in Nakuru for the locals viewing. I think that's a castle because he was a white man. He built for a lady a house, I think a castle. Then I think something went wrong between two of them. They never ended up together. So when the guy died, he wrote a will that the castle will be meant for research. So it was like he gave it to the government. So since then, I think I've never gone there. Maybe one day I'll get a chance just to go there and see how the house looks like. I think it's very big because as I mentioned earlier in some of my videos, I'm also an aspiring house owner or a home owner. So before I even build mine, I think I'll walk around. I'll see different architecture, different design. I think I'll see many things. I'm not saying I'm gonna build a castle, nor a villa, nor a mansion. I still don't know, but I think it's wise to just see different designs of houses, different architecture, so that maybe if you are maybe prepared to build, you might have an idea of what to do. It can be a smaller house, but you can build it nicely. So I'm under this this is a veranda. To some of you guys, it's a porch. So this is a front porch. It's a little bit cold. We've had showers of rain, I think, for the last 1 hour, because I think I stopped the video, and I'm continuing. It has been drizzling for almost an hour. Beginning of the video, I think I mentioned we are in the period where people have is it showers of rain? Yeah, so it can rain like even 3 times a day. That's why when it's sunny, I usually get more happy, because at least the day is warm. You can be outside, you can do anything that maybe you had planned to do. If it's cold, there are some activities that you can't do, so you'll have to postpone. Especially if you're building, you don't have experience this one in building. If it's cold, it's unbearable. If it's hot, you guys get tired very fast. But when it's raining, you guys stop. It stops the construction. That's why I think it's a win-win. Farmers are happy, builders are sad, people in the market are sad, because it disrupts activities, the usual activities that people do. So I think in the meantime, because when I was doing the video before the rain started, I was just unweeding the palm trees, not the palm trees but the whistling pine trees, because the weeds are growing on them. So occasionally I do that, but I think I'll continue. It's even late. It's almost I think 5. Is it 5? 5:17 in the evening, so it's a little bit dark. Usually over here we had passed the season where I think it's in January, where the sun goes up to maybe 7:30. So we in January and February, I think part of also December, the sun sets very late, I think around 7:30, 7, around there. But at this period, the sun usually sets very early, around 6 the sun has already set. But I also know in some places, don't know whether I'm visible, in some places some people experience they don't experience nighttime for a certain period of time. Maybe the sun usually just, it's clear, not really clear, but it's clear during the day. And no, if you're a person who maybe wish to travel, I think those are the places that maybe you can put on your bucket list, maybe to visit. So you can time yourself when it reaches those times of the year, you visit those places, you experience the climate of those places, like those people experience them. I don't know if someone watching now lives there. I know there's a name for it. Is it the word is just lost in my head, but I know there's a name for the period, and I think I'll remember with time. Yeah, so it's very, actually it's not really cold. In Africa it's not usually that cold. I don't usually experience cold, I don't know why, unless it's very, very cold. I think the place that I went to, that I visited last, that was really, really cold, was in Nairobi, near Karura forest. So the place around 6 in the morning, actually morning usually begins from midnight. So around that time up to maybe 8 in the morning, it's very cold, very cold. So I think, and also I think parts of Nyahururu, the locals watching, those are the cold places. But our place, it's usually green, but not really cold. Even if it's rain, it's not that cold. But that's why you see me I think in my videos you can rarely see me wearing a sweater, maybe 1 or 2. Like recently I think I wore a sweater, but I wasn't feeling cold that much. Yeah, but the weather generally, it's just it's a tropical environment. I think one of you guys mentioned it. Tropical environments, I think, have moderate temperatures. If it's cold, it's moderate. If it's sunny, it's moderate. I think yeah, something like that. And also, we don't have wall fences. I think majority of the people in the village, I've never gone to homestead and seen a wall fence. But I think for us, if we try to put that, because we live, like, the upper part of the compound is like the residential, and maybe one day we'll have to, maybe we'll reach to that point, but I hope not, because I think if we put like walls, the number of vegetations that we are gonna reduce, and even the trees, because there are some trees, very huge trees like this one. These trees, very big trees, they've been here for like for a very long time. So I think if we try to put walls, we are gonna reduce the amount of vegetation in the compound. Because if you look at this tree, it's a very big tree, and it's just near the fence. So these are some chain links that we are using to fence. Actually, we fence using chain links and these aluminium fences. And you know, the vegetations, sometimes cows usually just bite the leaves, because if you take them to the farm down there, because there's a road separating the farms and the residential part. So at times if you take them down there, you'll notice they bite leaves. And I asked my dad about that, because for me I knew cows just eat grass, and he told me at times they eat leaves, and that's very nutritious. Because if you do, there's some people usually do zero grazing and just give animals grass. If you do that, you're gonna be forced to give the cows supplements and occasional checkups. But if you take them to the fields, if they eat those leaves, some leaves gives them nutrients that they need. You might not know, but to them, I think how do they say it when someone really wants something? They crave, yes. They crave certain leaves. So that's why I think even for the guys that were, no long time ago, people never used to keep cows on a shed, because long time ago people had very big lands, especially in our village. People have very big tracts of lands. So you might find one guy owning like 50 acres, another guy owning like 30, another guy owning like even 70 acres. I don't know, but I think that's what I've noticed in our village. People have very big tracts of land, especially our neighbors around us. If you go on the other side, let me just say the neighbors, because you'll notice they have, if not their homes, their farms, very big. So such people, if they take their animals to the field, they don't really need to take care of them, like giving them supplements. I know it's really mandatory, but if you do zero grazing, but for us, I think we do just they roam inside the compound from morning till evening. Yeah, so we don't really look after them that much, apart from maybe a few medications in case they are sick. And also after delivery, because you know, when a cow delivers, there's some few supplements that maybe you can give her, like vitamins, not really vitamins, but multivitamins. I think they're like vitamins, yeah. But apart from that, I think I'm gonna end my video. Time is really passing, or is it going? And it's almost, I know it's almost 6. Yeah, so it was just a short video, just to talk with you guys again. And as I usually say, take care of yourself, and let's meet in my next video. Bye bye.